What's up, guys? Pypo here, bringing you a Hunter guide for your level 100 hunters in Warlords of Draenor 6.0.3. I think it's still point 3, isn't it? The arena season's just started. I don't know if they point up a point when they release seasons, but you know what time it is. And basically, a lot of you guys have been asking me for an guide, so I thought I'd indulge and show you guys exactly what I'm running. And it's pretty straightforward for PvP as far as I am concerned. Narrow escape, very good, helps you land traps, that sort of thing is going to help out a lot as far as the spec is concerned. Obviously, post haste, very good for BGs or sprinting away. It also removes slows and stuff like that. So it actually might be worth picking this up because the fact we're going to be running a Lone Wolf. Post haste does remove slows, and you can't use Master's Call with Lone Wolf. Therefore, post haste might be needed to remove you from those slows and those sort of things. It just means you will be giving up a web. So it's up to you. If you want to get out of those slows and out of stuff like that, you can use the post haste on your disengage for better like sprint and keeping it at range kind of thing. I like narrow escape though because I can lock someone down, stand back, and then stand still to get my sniper training up, and just have to count on my 2v2 partner or people on my team to kind of keep me alive while I'm doing this and kind of stuck in a slow or something like that. Or just use my deterrences, you know, when I need to. Next one is binding shot, wyvern sting, or intimidation. I always like my blind shot. I've always gone with blind shot. I've never even considered taking intimidation, especially since we're running Lone Wolf. It's completely void. There's no reason to pick that up. Wyvern Sting can be used to great effect, but I just like my blinding shot a lot more. If you can land on both people in this 2v2 team, or even 3 people in a 3s team, all of a sudden you're getting three stuns for the price of 1. Really, really well. Obviously, Spirit Bond, not something you're going to pick up with Lone Wolf. Exhilaration is just, it's not, instantly heals you for 20% and your pet 100%. Like, but number 1, we don't have a pet out. Number 2, 22% is not that much. I'd rather have the Iron Hawk, which reduces all damage taken by 10%. It's pretty big, actually. Like, if you get hit non-stop and you're getting hit on, even if you have a healer, it's going to stop a significant amount of damage. I'd much rather run this than something like Spirit Bond Exhilaration. Next up is Steady Focus, Dire Beast, Thrill of the Hunt. 3 good options, to be honest with you. This is probably the most split tier here. Thrill of the Hunt is very good for bursting, and it's going to be a lot better for your aim shots. It's going to get that focus cost down quite a bit. It's going to allow you to use your aim shot very efficiently while this is up. Just keep in mind that you will still need to be like chucking in those steady shots back to back. If you're having problems with focus, or you just don't want to worry about focus too much, you can't pick out steady focus. More of a BG kind of thing, and like if you're not going to burst, you're just kind of continuously fighting. Steady focus, you can keep up it non-stop, and it's really nice. I wish I had it all the time. I wish I could have steady focus and Thrill of the Hunt. That would be my dream, but I can't. I can only have one or the other. And of course, Dire Beast actually does a decent amount of damage. It's nice to add it to the burst, but you got to keep in mind that it's just a cooldown that's added to your rotation, and you're gonna miss out on these other things that I think are slightly better than it. Like Dire Beast, I think used to have a focus cost to it, which it no longer does, which makes it actually useful. Like it makes it like no focus cost. Of course, I want to use this, but I don't want to like sub out my Thrill of the Hunt for that. It's just not something that's worth it just yet. Next tier is level 75. Stampede, not very good. Blink Strike, maybe for BM. Murder of Crow is way too good to pass up. Murder of Crows should be on every spec as far as I'm concerned. Even BM, I wouldn't run Blink Strike or Stampede. I'd still run Murder of Crows because it is so good. There's no if, whats, or buts about it. You just take Murder of Crows and just go fucking put some crows on someone's dick and they're dead. That's all you gotta worry about. Next up is Power Shock, Glaive Toss, Barrage. Barrage I would not pick up for Arena. In fact, I'm gonna switch that out right now. I don't know why I'm still using it, to be honest with you. I don't really like Barrage. I've just been using it. I use it for leveling and never switched it out for some reason. Now that Arena's around, I should be paying more attention. Glaive Toss is definitely the way to go, in my honest opinion. It slows them down. It's on a short cooldown. It costs a bit of focus, but you can handle that no problem. And it's a cost a lot less than Barrage does. So you can kind of add it to your rotation, and Barrage isn't strong enough to use as a 60 focus cost, like cooldown. It's not worth it at all. Whereas Glaive Toss, it fits in your rotation and adds that little nice top-up damage as well as keeping someone slowed. It's very good as long as you use it correctly. You don't want to use it on someone, then you have someone CC it in between them, because it will hit the CC person on the way through and break your CC chains if you do something like that. Next up, you have 2 options. Lone Wolf Exotic Munitions. The main thing everyone's going, usually because it's the best, and I honestly believe it too, Lone Wolf. It makes MM really worth it. I feel like if you don't use Lone Wolf, MM's not the strongest. I'd go with Survival. But if you're running Lone Wolf, it's definitely, you're going to be hitting so fucking hard. And especially if you can stand still and Lone Wolf it, you're going to be just hitting like a fucking truck. And you're really going to be able to get those killing shots on people and just destroy them. Like my kill shot, that's basically the goal as Hunter right now, as MM, is to get someone in kill shot range and wreck their life. That's kind of the goal right now. And with Lone Wolf, it makes it a lot easier. Keep in mind, I've seen a lot of people forget they actually have the buffs. A lot of people forget that. Like you have the buffs of like a pet, like they'll get Lone Wolf and just think, oh, I don't get the buff. You get the buffs, guys. You can go onto your Lone Wolf talent and choose what pet buff you want to put on yourself and your teammates. Keep that in mind. It's a buff. Of course, you don't want to run it. The other option was exotic munitions, mainly running frozen ammo. I see a lot of people actually doing this. A lot being, maybe 15% of MM hunters running exotic munitions with frozen ammo. They seem to do a decent job, but at the same time, it's not good enough to peel me away from the Lone Wolf, which just seems so fucking good. Now, as far as glyphs are concerned, guys, I've just removed a bunch of my glyphs because I was actually looking at what I wanted to put in. Now, there's so many options in glyphs, but there's like a couple that you really need. You don't need Explosive Trap. I just love it. That's why it's in there. Solace for PvP, especially arenas. You're just going to need it. The Freezing Trap also removes all damage over time effects from its target. This just means that if you want to CC someone that has dots on them, you've dotted them somehow, or you have a teammate that dots them, your trap will stop them from breaking it all. Like, basically, those stuns and dots and stuff will go away, so you can CC them and it'll be no problem. The next one is kind of up to you. I used to run things that I use with my pet, so it's kind of like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, stuff like Chimera Shot you don't really need because it's like, it's really meh. Like, it's like, oh, you hear 2% of your maximum health in your head, but you're not chimming that much that makes it worth it. So it's not that something that you would need to use. I'd be going for something like Deterrence, increase the damage reduction granted by deterrence by 20%, because really the only thing that's going to kill you as a hunter is dots. If you verse an Affliction Warlock, a Shadow Priest, a Rogue with bleeds, and they get dots on you and you pop the Deterrence, you're still sitting in the Deterrence taking damage. So it's really actually a good idea to take Deterrence and put it in there just to stop you from taking that extra damage. It works really well. Other options obviously are stuff like Mirrored Blades and stuff like that. Mirrored Blades obviously, it works really well if you can land, say, a Warlock's fearing you and you Deterrence and they get feared. It's almost like you're adding a CC to your chain by landing on something, but it's very situational. So you want to make sure to only ever use that if you think you can land that and you're on Skype or Vent with your teammates, then you can call that shit if you can land it. But I've had Mirrored Blades save me endless amounts of times. Or like do something really awesome like the Deterrence and reflect the Chaos Bolt. But you got to keep in mind, guys, a lot of people think that when you're taking in damage, if you have Mirrored Blades up, you're going to be doing a lot of damage back to the other person. But the thing is, when someone shoots you, it's getting factored in by resilience each time. So it shoots you, it goes down to like whatever it's going to hit you for. And then when you shoot it back at them, it goes down again when it factors into their resilience. So you really, if they're hitting you with like a 100k Chaos Bolt, you're going to hit them back for like 50k Chaos Bolt. It's not as worth it as you might think. The next one, obviously, is Camouflage. This one, I almost want to say, is required. Just because you need, if you can get a good opener as an MM hunter standing still with sniper training up and you can get a good opener, it's 100% worth it, and Camouflage can get you there. Without the Camouflage glyph, you're going to be walking around being able to see, but it's kind of like, I really don't think you guys should be running without this. I'd probably swap out my Explosive Trap for it. Explosive Trap, it's fun for BGs, but for arenas, I definitely think Camouflage is the way to go. And that's pretty much all you guys need to know as far as talents and glyphs are concerned. If there's anything else you guys need to know, let me know in the comments below, and I will reply to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. I hope you like the guide. Have a good day after the year. I'll see you in the next one. See you later.